What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted on my channel in so long, but I'm back. Hey, y'all. Okay, so y'all gotta bear with me because I'm a little nervous. 1 second. So, hey, y'all. My name is Jasmine Whitley, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because I'm dropping content every single week. It's not a game. So today, this is a, hold on, let me get some water. Woo! This is a video that I have been dragging out for a long time because this is a story time about a really bad breakup that I went through, and I am for the most part healed from it, but you're always actively healing from things. So I just don't know if I'm gonna get triggered. I just don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm trusting the process and I'm being obedient to what God told me to do, baby. So we here. So I'm about to beat my face and I'm about to tell y'all about how a broken heart turned me into a musician.
You don't ever come to me, yeah. All he ever say is come and see me for one. Come and see me. You don't ever come to me, yeah. All he ever say is come and see me.
And mostly, and I'm not gonna ramble too much now. Most people that's like in my inner circle, or you know, if we're from the same city, I don't know, maybe not. If we done ran in circles that ran into circles that ran into squares, then you know, you might know a little bit about what I'm talking about or who I'm talking about, but we just gonna rock with it, okay? And I'm gonna paint the picture for y'all all the way. We going all the way back to my childhood in music, and then we're gonna talk about the tea, okay? So let's get into it. Y'all, I have no idea what kind of look I'm going for today. Ow. I was thinking I wanted to do like an old Hollywood look, but we're gonna see what it gives. We're gonna see. So, actually, as well, I made notes. I made me some notes, so let me open up my laptop right quick because I want to stay. I am one of those people when I tell stories, sometimes I be getting off track and I start rambling into other things. So I made my notes specifically for that reason because, yeah, I ain't trying to hold y'all too long, and I need y'all to get the message. So here we go. Here's my document. And y'all, I just made it so cute and organized and professional. Before I do anything, let me pray right quick. Because I want God to use me. So, yeah. How a broken heart turned me into a musician. And let's start with my eyebrows, okay? Because what? I be seeing some people do their makeup and they do like eyebrows last. Girl, are you okay? Are you cool? So we're gonna do these eyebrows first, and we're finna start with my childhood. Just read my notes. My bad. And I just want to say I am nervous about this, but God gonna have his way. Just a little quick backstory about me, because this is not a documentary. Let's be clear. So I started singing as a kid. My daddy used to bring me to daycare in the mornings, and he used to play Yolanda Adams. That album with Open My Heart, I'm gonna put it on the screen. That album was so good, okay, till this day. Baby, when I hear that song, it's immediate nostalgia, okay? But anyway, He used to play that CD, and when I tell you I used to be in that car singing my heart out. That's my first instant I can remember, like just singing, like as a kid. So then, my mama, she actually sings too. My grandmother sung. So, you know, music kind of runs in my family. So I was around music growing up. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm blocking y'all from seeing, but I have to get my eyebrows right. Maybe that's too big. 1 second. So yeah, so when I first started writing music, my daddy actually told me to write a song. I don't think he remembered this, but one time he just told me, he was like, "I want you to write a song called God Is Real." And he started, like, he gave me a little, like, I don't know, he ran the chorus to me. And my daddy can't sing, by the way. If you're watching his daddy, I'm sorry, but okay. He just gave me like a little, and then I started, I think I built up on the song. And I don't think we ever did know what the song, we just wrote the song. Okay, but anyway, that introduced me to songwriting. And I was like, you know what? I like this. So from that moment on, I was writing songs. And actually, I still have my notebook where I would write songs. Like, and it's still some songs in that notebook that I want to recreate one day. But anyway, I'm not gonna ramble. So, I would always be singing in my room, and my sisters, my mama, my daddy, my cousins, maybe they can tell you how I used to sing in my room. Okay, and my mama and them used to be like, "Jazz," because I used to be so loud and I did not care.
He left a note that she couldn't read. Blinded by her tears, she felt she couldn't breathe. As she pondered, she wondered what to do. And all I could say was, give it just a little while, just a little while, and things will get better. Give it just a little while, just a little while, and the angels will do their thing. Just a little while, just a little while, and you'll feel like smiling again.
I didn't care because what? It was American Idol in that room, okay? But hold on. I got so much of my foundations about singing and music and stage presence and so much in that room. Like,
I roll out of bed in the morning and throw on what I want and dreaming with the guy and chase after girls. I kick it with who I want, and I never get confronted for it, 'cause they stick up for me. If I were a boy, I think I could understand, no, how it feels to love a girl. I swear I'd be a better man. I'd listen to her because I know how it hurts when you lose the one you wanted, 'cause it's taking you for granted. Everything you have got destroyed. If I were a boy, I would turn off my phone, no, and tell everyone it's broken, so they think that I was sleeping alone. I put myself first, and make the rules as I go. Because I know that she'd be faithful, waiting for me to come home, if I were a boy.
My walls was pink. It was just like, I don't know. My true foundation of music was developed in that room, in my childhood house, like, and yeah. So I went through high school and I actually did piano lessons. And I actually ended up, my last year at the piano school, we had a Christmas play. And I did, oh dang, where's that brush? I'm sorry, y'all. Trying to multitask. I think is this the brush? This can't be the brush. I don't know. Maybe it was, okay, it's this one. All right, so yeah. So I did the piano lessons. My senior year, I had a Christmas play. I performed in a Christmas play. That was my first time like singing in front of like people. And I was so nervous, but I told myself, I was like, if I get up here and I absolutely love it, I'm going to really pursue music at some point in my life. And I got up there. I loved it. Like, I got like a standing ovation. Not to toot my own horn, but that's what happened. Okay. I got the video. I don't know if I got the standing ovation on video, but yeah. So, there was actually a moment when I was in high school. We used to do something for the seniors at my high school that was like, I don't know, we just all used to meet at the gym at like our last hours of being in high school. And that last hour, we would like play games. We'll have like a talent show. So on a talent show, we was people was just like singing and stuff, and I knew I could sing, but I was shy. Okay, and I was like, I'm not about to get up and sing. Tell me why. Okay, because, and I don't even remember correctly how people knew that I know how to sing. I think I used to sing on Instagram in high school, but I ended up deleting all those videos where I used to be singing, so people just kind of knew I knew how to sing, I guess, from Instagram. I don't know, but so they needed one more contestant to sing. I don't know who volunteered me. And if it was you, please let me know. I don't know who volunteered me, but they was like, yeah, Jazz, go sing. So I sung Halo by Beyonce. I'm going to see if I could find that video. But I don't know. It was on my iPad, and child, I'm going to see if I can find it. Okay.
Hi guys, my name is Jasmine, as you probably can tell from my YouTube name. But I decided to make this video because video blogging is something that I've always wanted to do on YouTube, but I just recently graduated from high school. So when I was in high school, I just really didn't know how to go about it. And now that I'm in college, I'm away from home, and you know, I've kind of learned how to fend for myself, and I've learned a lot about myself. So I feel like this would be the appropriate time to start, you know, my little channel, because a lot of people ask me for advice about, you know, relationships, what they should wear, hair, what kind of hair, you know, different things like that. I always get those questions. What kind of lipstick is that? I love your shoes. So I figure I might as well just share it with people. So yeah, I'm basically just going to start different things And I'm just gonna start talking about different topics and different things that come to my mind, as if it's Instagram or Twitter, like I normally do. I'll put my Instagram and my Twitter name below, and my Snapchat. Y'all can follow me on Snapchat, so you guys can kind of, get an overall perspective of who I am. I'm a mass communications major, which is another reason why I think this will be a good thing for me to start my channel, because I love to be behind a camera. I love to talk, and I love to communicate. So hence the mass comm major. I'm 18. I'm really young, but I mean, I don't think like most 18-year-olds. So just to throw that out there. So yeah, throughout this journey, you guys are gonna see who I am and my personality and different things like that. So thanks, guys.
But anyway, so that was high school. And then mainly though, me going into like that show where I performed for Christmas, that was like perfect. Like performing with the live piano and all of that, I was just like, this is what I want to do with my life. Okay. So now we are going to jump into so my content creation backstory. So like so I graduated high school 2014. In 2016, I was working at Victoria's Secret. I was in college, and I just was like, so the Victoria's Secret that I was working at was going out of business. Okay, so hold on, y'all, because these eyebrows gotta be right. So the Victoria's Secret that I was working at was like kind of low-key going out of business. It was in Esplanade Mall in New Orleans. Well, in Kenner. Okay, New Orleans. Because some people that's watching this not going to know what Kenner is. But, so if you're familiar with the New Orleans area and the surrounding areas, you know Esplanade Mall is like, okay. So that Victoria's Secret was going out of business. So they started like playing with my hours. Like I would literally drive to work and they'll be like, oh, we didn't need you today. What you mean? So I was in college and I was like, you know what? I'm about to start my own business. Like I'm about to do my own thing, because I used to draw clothes and stuff as a little girl. I was into music as a little girl. So I was like, why not launch a boutique? Boom. So I remember I was sitting outside the library one day and I was like, let me launch this boutique. Like I remember having a real talk with myself and I was like, I'm not going to go back to Victoria's Secret, because every time I go back to Victoria's Secret, they tell me they don't need me. So I'm not going back. I'm just about to do my own thing. So I ended up ordering like a whole bunch of clothes on wholesale. I can't even remember the name of the website, but I just like did research on the website and all this other stuff. So I found me a vendor. I ordered the clothes. I took the pictures. I did the website and I was booming. I was in business. Okay, so now fast forward to like 2017. So yeah, fast forward to 2017, and this was like, okay, let me just say this one last thing about 2016. 2016 was when I really started branding myself. Like I started taking pictures. Like I had this Canon camera that's actually right here. I had this Canon camera and I was taking my pictures. I started doing YouTube. So that brings us into 2017. So in 2017, I started vlogging. I had took a trip to Panama City with my little boo thing at the time, and I was vlogging it, and I actually did post it on my YouTube, but I ended up deleting it. So yeah, but I had like other footage from where like I'll be in the French Quarter or just all kind of other random stuff. So we're about to. First of all, my whole ass is sitting on this thing, and I'm not trying to catch anything. Okay, we're on the ferry, and let me give y'all a little view. And wait, okay. I think we should get off the boat.
Okay.
Welcome to my city. Like, what's good? Aw. Gotta record my feet. I'm a vlogging expert.
You're don't do me.
So fucking psycho. All these So I ended up, like I told y'all, I was in college, so I ended up transferring to Troy University in Alabama. Yeah. Okay, why am I? Anyway, I ended up transferring there, and it was like such a eye-opening experience for me. Just like that was like my first time being away from home, and I was just like, God was just talking to me. He was getting my attention, and yeah, and I ended up like, yo, when I tell you that boutique was like, it was taking off even more when I moved to Alabama. Like, it got to a point where like people at my job in Alabama, they would have like their friends or people in their family. They would come to my apartment and buy clothes out of my apartment because of course that's where like my inventory and stuff was. So I was hustling, okay? I was going to the the post office. I was mailing orders off. Like, I was in my bag. So, oh, I'm forgetting the detail. This is why I got my notes. So, also, that was when I was living in Alabama too. That was when I really started like doing YouTube videos, like makeup tutorials and all that kind of stuff. Like, I was really like into the looks and the makeups and all of that. So I'm gonna show y'all that too. But so in 2019, I ended up getting sick. I was still living in Alabama at the time, but I had went home one weekend and I linked up with my friend Kiki. Shout out to Kiki. And Kiki could tell you the story too, but we was at the, you know what? I'm not gonna tell y'all. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit because I'm gonna do a separate story time on that. But me and Kiki was at the restaurant, y'all, and I just didn't feel good, basically. And I ended up going to the hospital, and yeah, I had a very serious condition that could have killed me at the time, but I'm healed now. Shout out to my daddy, shout out to God. But so I what ended up after that weekend, I ended up going back to Alabama, but I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna try to thug it out. I'm gonna try to finish, get my degree because I didn't have that much time left in school, but it just didn't work out that way. And you know, I knew everybody that I loved and care about was concerned about me because Troy, Alabama is like 5 hours away from New Orleans. So, you know, that just wasn't gonna work out. And then, you know, I ended up like totaling my car. All kind of stuff happened in Alabama. And so I didn't have a car for a period of time. I ended up getting a new car though, like right before I moved back home. And yeah, it was just a lot of stuff going on. So, hold on, y'all. Because I'm trying to talk through these eyebrows. And I understand why when people be doing these story times, they be like, hold on. Because I got to do these eyebrows. Because it's hard, okay? But, I ended up moving back home. And originally, my plan was I was going to move from Alabama straight to Dallas, Texas, okay? And it's funny now because now I'm in Dallas, Texas. But I ended up moving from Alabama to back to New Orleans, and I ended up falling in love. Okay, and now we can get into the tea. Okay, now this is where shit really pushed me into something that what you see now. Okay, so. When I was about to move from Alabama to Dallas, I had found a realtor out in, I think he was in Frisco, I want to say. And I was looking at houses. I was trying to buy me a house. I was like, look, I'm going to buy me a house. I'm going to move to Dallas. I'm not doing nothing else. Okay. So, but it didn't work that way. They say if you want to make God laugh, tell him what you got planned. So when I moved back home, I was going back to my mama's house and I was like, I'm about to just stack my money, prepare myself for my move to Dallas. That's what I thought. Little did I know. Okay. So boom, I met this person that we actually went to high school together. So I'm gonna just tell y'all how we met and then we're gonna get into the team. So boom, this girl, I saw her around high school a lot, okay? And every time I would see her, I used to be like, dang, like, she's so cute, whatever, whatever. But once I graduated high school, I never saw her again. Like, I didn't see her on social media. I didn't see her in Walmart, like, nowhere. So, okay, hold on, y'all. Because I am still doing my makeup. Okay, let me grab my setting spray. Because we finna do this foundation. So I didn't tell. Do y'all want to know the products? Cause I've been talking. I ain't showed y'all nothing. So this is the LA Girl concealer. Okay, this is OG, and most of the stuff that I use on my face is like OG stuff. I need to try some of the new stuff, but I said I'm going to upgrade all my makeup, and that's gonna be another video. But anyway, I'm rambling. So we're going in with the Fix Plus. The girls that get it, get it. Okay, y'all, I'm back. My camera got hot. But so, like I was saying, I used to see her around high school, and after I graduated and stuff, never seen the girl again. Up until I moved back home. And now, I never told her this, but I actually saw her before we initially like met officially. I saw her because she used to work for the armored truck company. Hold on, I need my mirror, y'all. She used to work for the armored truck company, and I saw her one day, like when I was actually going on a job interview, and I seen her, and I was like, oh my God. And I just was like, I'm not about to approach this girl. So if it's meant to be, we'll cross paths. So I went home, whatever. So however much time passed, I don't know. But I ended up seeing one day somebody that one of her friends posted, they was all somewhere. I don't know what it was, but they was like all in the house and stuff together. And she posted a video of her, something she was doing, and she tagged her with the act. I heard, oh. So I clicked her page and I followed her, and I think I went and liked some of her pictures, and then she came back and liked some of mine. So, from that point on, once you like the pictures and they like your pictures, it's just like, okay, it's just a matter of time before somebody start DMing somebody. So anyway, she DM'd me and she was just like, I don't know exactly what she said, but she was just like, what's up? Like, what you trying to do? Like, I'm seeing you, you seeing me, what's up? So we ended up texting, and from that moment on, I swear to God, it was like we started linking up. She was calling me every morning, every night. Like, we just became like super close. So we started like linking up in the city, going to bars, going to like little lounges and clubs and stuff together. So from that moment on, it was just like, okay, this is my new boo thing. Basically. So, but to me, it was just so crazy because I had never, like I said, I didn't see this girl after high school. I didn't see her after high school at no point. So the fact that I had just moved back home, and I was at an interview and I seen her, and then I saw her on Instagram. After all these years, I've never seen her on Instagram. I graduated high school in 2014. This was like 2019 at this point. This is like 5 years later. Just to, give you like the time span or whatever. It honestly felt too good to be true. Honestly. And it was. So, one day I was trying to like get like a little part-time job at Macy's at the mall or whatever. And I don't know why I was doing that. I was honestly just doing stuff. But, she pulled up on me at the mall, and we were sitting in the car and we was just talking, and I told her how I was like a singer, I did music, like we just sitting in the parking garage vibing, just telling different details and stuff about our life. So from that moment on, she was like, oh, let me hear some of your music. So I'm like, okay, nobody ever really just asked me to listen to my music before. So I was like, okay, this is different. And she really liked my music. And I kid y'all not, she always was supportive when it came to my music. Even though we don't get into the tea of it all. But even though she wasn't that good of a girlfriend, she was very, very supportive. And even after we broke up, she messaged me and she told me like, congratulations for launching my music career. Like, I finally did it, and da-da-da-da. And that was one thing I always admired about her. Like, she always pushed me when it came to my music. Like, she would always tell me like, you need to be doing this and da-da-da-da. And at the time I used to be like, dang, like, back up off me. Like, but she really did mean well when it came to that, and that's probably the only thing she meant well about. But anyway, back to my notes. But for me, it was like hearing how like she supported my music and hyped me up. That really was like, dang, like I always knew that I could sing, but the fact that I met somebody who was just as passionate, hyping me up, telling me I need to drop this, I need to do this. Like, it was just like very affirming, to hear that. So I was just like, you know what? I might be onto something. Like, it was very, very refreshing to have something outside of me affirm me, especially when it comes to my music. That just kind of made me really realize, like, damn, other people fucking with this too. Like, I really think I should start taking this shit serious. So after that, me and her was just like locked in. And so a few months passed. She asked me to be her girlfriend on Valentine's Day. I'm gonna put the snippet in here because I keeps the receipts. In a way, I kind of feel like I was being love bombed looking back on it in hindsight, because she was just kind of like so giving in the beginning. Like she had on Valentine's Day, she had got my best friend number out my phone, and cause me and my best friend was working at the same place at the time, and she got my best friend number on my phone, and she was just like, you know, I'm gonna meet you by the door, give this to Jasmine, whatever, however the dialogue went. And that's how I got my flowers and my card, and she was asking me to be her girlfriend. And so I was actually at work when all of this went down. Okay, so boom, moving on. So now that we got into like, you know, the backstory of me doing music, me branding myself, me moving away, moving back home, me meeting this girl. Now we're gonna get into where shit went left. Okay, let's get into the tea. Let me drink some water. Shit is about to get real, okay? I need you to put on your seatbelt and I need you to sit up. Cause I'm telling you, I got so many notes. I just want y'all to know I have 10 pages of things that I'm reading right here. So that's why I keep doing like this, looking over here, because yeah, okay, so anyway, let's get into it. So she asked me to be her girlfriend on Valentine's Day. And after that, it was just like, it was just bliss. Like we were still going out, we were still hanging in the city, we were still vibing, whatever. So me and this girl literally was like, if we wasn't at work, we was together. We started like in hotels and stuff because like I told y'all, I had moved back home with my mama. And this is like another part of the story that's kind of like a red flag. I had moved back home with my mama, and of course I'm not about to be laid up in my mama's house. So we was getting hotels and stuff. She told me that she had an apartment in Metairie. And I just used to be wondering, like, damn, why we don't ever go to her apartment? She told me she had her own crib, whatever, okay? Remember that, because it's important later on. So we used to be out and stuff, like at night in the city. Like she would just tell me like, oh, no, her phone would just be ringing like nonstop. And I'm like, dang, like why her phone and shit ring like that? Hold on. Gotta spray. Her phone would just be ringing and stuff. And I'd be like, dang, like, but I don't know. I didn't think nothing of it at the time because I'm just like, whatever, it is what it is. So come to find out, she didn't live alone. She didn't have an apartment in Metairie. She was staying with somebody in Metairie. And that's who was calling her phone all night. So, I didn't find this information out until after me and her had moved in together. Yeah, we moved in together. We did. Hold your mule. I'm about to get to it. All right, so fast forward. She was like, you know, she was moving out her crib and all of this and that. And so she had moved back into it with, she had moved back in with her family. Like I moved back in with my mama. So it was like, we was just hoteling it up and whatever from that point on. So mind you, just to give you a little context, my mama was living in Slidell. And Slidell, I hope y'all can hear me. They got cars and stuff passing my house. But anyway, my mama was living in Slidell, which is like 30 to 45 minutes away from New Orleans. So my ex, her family lived in New Orleans. So it was like my job was in New Orleans. She was in New Orleans. So I would spend a lot of time at her people's house or whatever. So one day she got into it with her family and she was like, she called me and she was like, she told me to get the rest of my stuff from her house because she was like, go get your stuff from my house. I just got into it with my people or whatever. I'm going to call you later. So mind you, at this point, I'm like, hold on. Like me and you are in a full-blown relationship. We done told each other we love each other and all kind of other stuff. And you calling me talking about something happened. You going to call me later. Just go pick my stuff up. I got so many questions. Like, I'm like, dang, like, are you okay? Are you good? What's going on? So, hold on. I'm reaching for my contour. I need both of these actually. So yeah, so I'm like, are you good? Like, so I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And it's like, she's getting frustrated with me. So she ain't never like called me back after that. So I was just concerned, honestly. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going in with the, what is this? Is this Anastasia? Yeah. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer in the shade Chestnut. The people that are not new to my channel, y'all seen me use this before. But, yeah, so from that moment on, she called me, but it was just kind of like, I don't know. It was like I could tell something was off. It was like she couldn't talk, or I don't know what it was, but I got down to the bottom of it, of course. So she ended up telling me that she had to go back by her ex-girlfriend house, which is the girl that she was living with. I don't know if they was in a relationship or if it was a situationship or what it was, but I just remember, like, I'll be calling her, trying to get her to answer the phone, trying to talk to her, and she was just like, I ain't in the mood to talk and blah blah blah. But mind you, before this, we was always together. We was always linking up. We was always like, and the first night I knew that she was like a broken person, because the first night me and her like went out together, she cried. Like, she was drinking, of course, but she cried, and she was just telling me about, like, different things about like her family, which I'm not ever gonna get on here and tell nobody tea. But she was just telling me different things about like stuff that she was dealing with. And I was just telling her, like, you just gotta heal and all this other type of stuff. So for me, it was just like, I could tell she was a person that had a lot of healing to do, had a lot of trauma, and I wanted to be there for her. So she ended up telling me she was back by that person's house. And I was just like, okay. Now, okay, I do need to backtrack, because I know y'all probably saying like, well, you said you didn't know about the girl until after y'all moved in together. Just stay with me, okay? Just stay with me. I knew she was talking to other people when she met me, but I didn't know that was the person that she was living with or nothing like that. I just thought whatever. So when she told me she didn't have nowhere else to go, and she had to go over there, I was just like, what? Okay. This is an OG palette. Okay. Anyway. So I'm using these two. Baby, I done ran through this palette so much. But yeah, so when she told me that she was over there, I was just like, I was pissed off, because for one, I feel like if you're in a relationship, you don't make those type of decisions. Like, oh, I'm gonna just go back by such and such. Like, I don't know. And that was a red flag, and I should have stopped fucking with her then. But me being me, I was young. This was like my first girlfriend too. So I was just like, you know what? Let me be there for her. So boom, we start looking at apartments and stuff. And because in my mind, I'm like, I'm ready for us to be like back how we was when we first started kicking it and stuff. So not knowing shit was never going to be the same, okay? But so we ended up finding a spot. And so before we like really like started apartment hunting and stuff like that, she ended up telling me one time, like, she texted me one morning and she was saying how she felt like I was too good for her. And she was like, I know you're going to end up being the one that I let get away. Because honestly, I do feel like this was like a genuine moment. One of her few genuine moments. I feel like she was warning me and letting me know, like, I'm damaged. I got stuff that I'm healing from. And your heart and your soul is just too pure. Like, for what I have to offer. And she was just like, I feel like you're going to end up being the one that get away. And I feel like she was warning me. Like, at this point, if you continue to deal with me, whatever happens, I told you. Like, that's what it gave. And that, for me, that was a lesson, because whenever somebody tells you something about them, believe them. Like, if somebody is telling you, like, oh, I don't deserve you, believe them. Like, it's a reason why they saying what they saying. So she texted me at one morning, and she was just like, basically telling me, like, I'm a mess. Girl, you get into this if you want. And I did. I still did. So we ended up, like, I just was like, boo boo the fool, y'all. Boo boo the fool. We gonna figure it out. I got you. Like, whatever. Whole time I was saving her from her karma, because come to find out, after we moved in together, she ended up telling me, like, she was dealing with this other girl. They was living together, and she met me, and then she just kind of dropped her, basically, and that's why she moved out. So I didn't realize I was saving her from her karma, because her dropping that other girl and then moving in with her people, and her people put her out, that was her karma. That was her karma for messing over the other girl, but I didn't know that. And that's why you really have to be careful of, like, dealing with people and trying to offer your help and your support when you first meet them, because, girl, people be going through stuff because they brought that on themselves. But anyway, so fast forward, we touring apartments. We finally found the apartment. We moved in. And now we're about to get into the red flags. Okay, so the red flags started when one day we got into an argument and she didn't come home. What? I be looking back on the stuff that I used to deal with, y'all, and I just be like, girl, the me today would never. The me today would never. But yeah, she didn't come home. She was just like, she came back the next day, and she said she was out, because we did get into an argument, and she was like, she just wanted to cool off, and she was out looking for decor and stuff for the apartment. Girl, you looking for decor all night, overnight, graveyard shift? No, you're not. Nobody's up. TJ Maxx is not open, honey. So I was like, whatever. I didn't have no proof of anything otherwise. And back at this point, I was like a proof person. Like, I needed proof that whatever. Like, because if I'm gonna leave you and I'm gonna start messing with you, I need proof that you actually did something or whatever. But now my proof is my intuition. And for anybody out there that's looking for proof, God, and you asking God to just show you something, the fact that you're asking God to show you is your proof. Get up out of there. It's gonna come to you later, I promise. I promise something gonna hit the fan. I'm going in with this darker shade. I'm just about to put it on my lid right quick. But yeah, so after that, I didn't have no proof. So I was like, fuck it, whatever, moving on. So yeah, one night we had got lit or whatever. So she was so lit, like she fell asleep with her phone unlocked. And me being me, I'm like, let me go through that phone, because not me being me being who I was at that time. Okay, growth, because I'm not her anymore. But at that time, it was just so many red flags and so much that was going on in that relationship. I was like, she left this phone unlocked. Let me see what's going on. So I went through the phone, and this girl had sent her like old pictures of them. I don't know. It looked like they was like in a club or something. So I was like, who is this? And I'm like, this must be who she went by that night. She claiming she was trying to get stuff for the apartment. So anyway, ooh, that's really, really pretty. I hope y'all can see it how I can see it. That's pretty. But yeah, so we I went through her phone and the girl sent her the pictures of them in the club and she was like, remember this, da 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 da. And it was no previous text thread. So I'm like, okay, either she deleted messages or this girl just randomly texted her. So this would be the theme in the relationship. Like I would always have a situation where I didn't have enough proof, or it'll be something, but it wasn't enough. Like, so I had woke her up and she was acting like she was too drunk to speak. So I asked her the next day and she was like, I can't control what people text me, da da da, which was true. So fast forward, okay, we get into the third red flag. Fast forward, one day we went to the mall and somebody in the food court called her name and they was like, come over here, whatever, like calling her over there. So she gave the girl a hug and she gave the other girl who was sitting, oh, I'm missing a very, very important part of the story. Let's rewind a little bit. So, we and her talked about it and she ended up telling me the girl name. I'm not going to say her name. Let's just say her name was Nancy. Okay. So she told me who the girl was. So one day we was on the sofa and I seen somebody text her and was like, how you feeling? And she used to work at Loomis. My ex used to work at Loomis. So she put the girl name under one of her coworkers' name, which was Terry. She put Terry name and she put in parentheses, it was supposed to say Loomis, but it was Loonis with an N. And me, I'm a girl that pay attention to detail, okay? You did that on purpose because you wanted to know that was Nancy. The N was for Nancy, okay? So I'm like, I went and looked at the number. That's another thing about me. I have a great memory. I remembered the girl number from the first time she texted her. So I said, so you just saved this girl number under somebody that you work with? And then you put an N? Like, you're not smart enough to outsmart me. Like, so we got into it about that. But I don't know why I didn't leave then. But I didn't. Okay, let's keep going. So then, back to the day with the food court. So she hugged the girl who called her name. And then she turned around and hugged the other girl. And guess who the other girl was she hugged, y'all? Just take a wild guess. Miss Loonis. Miss Loonis. I said, so I asked her when she came back by me, I said, who was that? She was like, oh, that was so and so and whoever. I said, so who was the other girl that you hugged? And she was like, shit, I don't know. Like, I don't know who that was. I said, so you just hug people you don't know? You don't. So I told her, I said, I know exactly who that was. She claimed I was tripping up until one day she finally confessed. She was like, you was right. I know I was right. Again, Jasmine, why did you stay? And I really be like beating myself up about staying and dealing with stuff that I shouldn't have dealt with. I stayed way too long in that situation. But at this point, this was when I really started making music and was like, you know what? I got to talk about these experiences. And I was just feeling like she was already pushing me to make music, but she was literally pushing me to make music, if you catch what I'm saying. Like, you're putting me in all these weird situations. And I had to talk about it. All my friends was like, girl, I don't know why you still with her. Like, I couldn't talk to them about it. So, oh shit, I ain't got it on my nose. So I started making songs and stuff about it. And the whole situation with the mall was just so disrespectful because her and the girl literally had started like texting when we left the mall. Like, they was laughing at the whole situation. And I ended up peeping that like later on. And those type of situations really like traumatize you when it comes down to loving, trusting, like, and that's something that I feel like now it's hard for me to really believe what somebody say, because you could say one thing and the whole time you really playing in my face. If playing in my face was a person, it was her. And this is why I wrote my song Sugar. And I'm gonna leave the link to Sugar in the description box, because it's tea, okay? And the whole thing with this girl was the fact that it was never a text thread. It was always like very secretive, very, I don't know who this is. Like, it's giving deceit. It's giving deceit. It's giving lies. So anyway, I think somewhere down the line, her and that girl just stopped being cool, or they just stopped messing with each other as often. I don't know what happened, which I just feel crazy, because looking back on it, it's like, this girl was literally having rendezvous in the middle of a relationship with you. Why were you there? But I was young and I was learning, and I made a song about it. Okay, I wrote a whole EP, a project about it. So we're gonna talk about the last and final thing. But let me finish my makeup first, and I'm gonna come right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. This is a final look. Honestly, I had to wait to come back when I felt pretty, because this is the last part of my story, and we finna wrap this up and get out of here. But this is the part of the story that makes me feel not so pretty. But so at this point, it was just like, this is where my heart really started to break, because I felt like I got into that relationship with good intentions. I recognized that she had some healing to do. She was going through different things, and I tried to save you from your pain, and in turn, you hurt me. Like, I felt like I had the best intentions, and it backfired. And that's a different kind of pain, when it's like, I could see if I was on that type of time with you, and it's like, okay, fuck it, you doing you, I'm gonna do me. But it was like, I was loyal, I was faithful, I was so pure-hearted. Like, I had no bad intentions at all. And that shit is just like, I was in the craziest headspace. I was depressed half the time. Like, I was getting into it with people around me, because people was just like, why are you still with her? Like, why are you still dealing with this? But people don't understand why you dealing with the stuff that you're dealing with, or why you doing what you're doing. And looking back at it in hindsight, I don't know why I did either. But it was a part of my story. And at this point in the relationship, after the mall stuff, after everything with Miss Lunis, I was like, you know what? I'm about to get in the studio and I'm about to write about all of this. I had no idea that this relationship was going to lead me into my music career. But I think it's not strange, because, like I said, I hadn't seen this girl since high school. 5 years went by. I hadn't seen her. I hadn't run into her social media. So I feel like all of this was set up for my good at the end of the day, and nothing just happens. So I knew that from like that moment that I told y'all in the car, when the first night we went out and she was crying, I just knew she was like a broken person. And I really thought I was the person that was just going to bring light into her life. And the fact that it backfired and I got hurt in the process, that really changed me, like, forever. And I'm not gonna cry, okay? Because his face is weak. But, like, that changed me in ways that I'm still healing from. But I got in the studio, I started writing about it. And that's why when I dropped my EP, Butterfly, every song from top to bottom of that EP was like, I lived it. Like, I felt it. Like, the betrayal, the disrespect, and just the things, it was just like, she started to treat me like she didn't like me. Like, just being mean towards me, trying to like lower my self-esteem, the stuff that I wore, the things that I said. Like, I was just lame to her. I was just weird to her. Like, and that's a different kind of pain when your person start to treat you like you just lame, like you just weird, like you just, and it's like, damn, what did I do you? Like, and it really puts you in a shell of like, I don't want to open up to nobody else. I don't want to be with nobody else. Like, I've dealt with enough weird shit from one person, and I didn't have a safe space at that time. I didn't have nobody that I could talk to. I was just like, I'm gonna put this in my music. And a lot of the times when I was in the studio recording those songs, I was literally like either fighting back tears or in tears, because that was my only way of getting it out. That was my only way of saying like how this person is making me feel. And it was so much deeper than her though. Like, I don't want to just hump on the fact that it was her and this happened and that happened. It was like I was literally not even myself. Like, I was in rare form. I was sad. I was crying. I didn't want to eat half the time. People don't realize how low you can take another person just by disrespecting them, just by cheating on them, just by lowering their self-esteem in different ways. Like, it's so much deeper than I just wanted to do my thing or I wanted to have my cake and eat it too. You, in the process, you are destroying another person. But I thought it was destroying me, but it was building me at the same time. So this was like the whole situation. Remember, I told y'all in the beginning, I kept feeling like I wanted proof. So in this situation, I got my proof. Okay. The last situation, I remember we were sitting at this bar, this like sports bar, which is so funny because this is the same bar that I'm gonna tell y'all about later in the story. But so we were sitting at this bar and I saw she was texting like this Android, and younger people really don't have Androids. It's always like, you know, older people, like late 30s, whatever. So I'm not even gonna say older people, but when I saw the messages, I just knew it was an older person because my intuition just worked like that. I've been intuitive since I just knew. So I told her, I don't know how we had this dialogue or why we had this dialogue, but I told her I felt like she was talking to somebody that was older. And she was like, why you say that? Like, I ain't talking to nobody. I ain't doing da 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 da. But it was a lot of times she would just drop little hints that she either wanted to do her own thing or she was doing her own thing. So at this point, it was like I was over it. I was like, our lease was about to end. So this was like almost a year later. And I was like, you know what? I remember I was pulling into our apartment complex one day, and I remember when God told me, he was like, she's not the one for you. Like, you and her are gonna break up. And probably like 2 months later we did. And so I felt like she was texting an older lady, and the lady was like 47 or something. And she was at the time like 25. Okay, but go off. So one day, and this is the grand finale, one day she was like, her best friend at the time, he was in jail. So she was like, oh, I'm about to go out to eat with his mama. So I'm like, oh, okay. She was like, yeah, you know, you got to meet her one day. I want to point out the fact that at this point in our relationship, it was a whole lot of like, she was going out without me. She had plans without me. Everything was like, oh, I got to go do this. I got to meet this person. I got to whatever. But I was never included in her life. Like, it was like we just lived together. We was just roommates at that point. And I told her, I was like, you know, you keep making these plans without me. Like, you got all this stuff going on. You don't invite me nowhere. We don't have date nights and stuff no more. So I was like, she was like, okay, I promise I'm going to start taking you out more. Okay? She gave me a hug, gave me a kiss, and she left. Like, she made this promise, and nothing pisses me off more than people that when a person promises something unprovoked. Like, I didn't even ask you to do that, and you just came out the blue. It was just like, I promise I'm gonna do da 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 da, because I said, whatever. So I don't know. Maybe she just felt led that she had to say that so she could just get out the door. So, I went out with my sister this night. So me and my sister went out, and we went out in Metairie, which is probably like 15-20 minutes. I don't know. Depends on how deep you is in New Orleans. That's how far it is from New Orleans. So we went out, but we couldn't find nothing. Nothing was popping. So I was like, let's just go back to, because my cousin was actually working at this bar at the time, which is also the bar where I said I saw in her phone she was texting an Android. And I was like, oh, that's probably an older person or something like that. So we went to that bar. So okay, slow it down, because I'm trying to rush this because I really don't want to relive it. But so I turned on the street to the bar, and I seen them walk. I seen her and the lady walking in the street, and my sister leaned up. She said, "Is that who I think it is?" Like, and I recognized her jacket because I recognized she had that on before she left the house. So, y'all, honestly, the details that I could tell you on this part is very limited because I blacked out. And I know I put my hands on her. I did a lot of stuff. I just went off. I showed my ass, basically. And after that, it was just like, my heart was just shattered because God was like, okay, you keep asking for proof. Here go your proof. So after that, we ended up moving out. I ended up moving to Texas. She ended up still messing with the lady, and it's more story times to come for that if y'all want to hear it. But I was like heartbroken that whole summer. When I tell y'all, I was in the gym the entire summer. I got my body was so snatched. I was in the gym. I was just trying to release that pain. And I ended up dropping my EP, which is called Butterfly, in 2022. That's the story of how a broken heart turned me into a musician officially. So if you are new here, you know what to do. Subscribe, comment. If you got something that happened to you that's similar, let me know down in the comments, because we turning our pain into purpose. But like they say in the Bible, it's good that I was afflicted. It's good that all of that happened because I got all of this now. I'm a musician now, baby. Yeah. I'm a musician now. I'm a writer now. I'm an entrepreneur now. And anybody that's watching this, I encourage you to take everything that happens in your life and turn it into lemonade. Like, things are happening to you for a reason. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And you don't understand it now, but I promise you, if you keep going, if you get in the gym, if you get in the studio, if you start painting, if you start writing, whatever it is that you want to do, do it with your whole heart and don't look back. Because even though people hurt you, whether it's friends, whether it's family, whether it's a relationship, things are ushering you and pushing you into where you're supposed to be. And it's so much. There's so many other stories and so many other details that I didn't go into. But I just want y'all to check out my EP if you haven't. If you had, run it back. Run it back right now. Because that song has some gems. It got some bops. I mean, that EP, it has some gems. It has some bops. And yeah. So yeah. Thank y'all for being here. I hope I got everything out the way that I was supposed to get it out, because I didn't really go into details about a lot of things. But basically, When somebody play in your face, put it on the song and make them press play. That's the story. I love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all. I'm gonna holler at you.
But you about to see that ain't shit sweet with me, yeah. You gon' see.
I need to zoom in. I got too much shit in the way. I started out with that. He used to play that music. Here I go. Talking in motherfucking circles. Oh, fucking ready. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get these eyebrows right. And I got fucking concealer on my desk. See, this is why I want the...
If you thought I would wait for you, you gotta run. Take too long. Why? Got me thinking we locked in and you stand with me. Giving you sugar, gave you all my time. Don't like this feeling, think you might have crossed the line. You used to give me